I recently asked if my previous attempt at Potato McWhiskey's 100-year city building challenge in OpenTTD was a bit of a cheat because of a tweaked setting. An overwhelming majority of you voted guilty, so I'm taking on the challenge once again, but this time I'm adhering strictly to the original rules. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to my redemption. Even though the vote was guilty, I know from most of the comments that many of you just wanted to see another attempt at growing a city as large as possible in OpenTTD. Today we're playing on a custom map, one with exactly one town right in the middle of the centre, and we're only changing the specific settings that Potato modified in the original challenge. However, I do have one brand new tactic up my sleeve that might just give me the edge I need. So let's dive into this together and see what I can achieve in exactly 1 century. So here we go, it's 1930, we've got Hellish City, and just like Potato City, it's got a church, a football field, a house, and 85 people inside it. We've got a scenario that's extremely comparable. We've got some lakes and rivers, and one of each industry on the same size world. So with 100 years ahead of us, can I beat Potato McWhiskey's challenge? Well, let's get started. I'm going to unpause and immediately go for road construction. This is because I want to get some bus stations in this town. I'm going to try and get them relatively well spread out, and we need 5. We need 5 stations in a town to help maximize town growth. Now, some of these stations are a little bit close to each other. Maybe I might move them a little later, but we're going to go around in a circle like that. And I'm also going to go to depot. We're going to clone the vehicles, so there's 2 of them, head them on the way. Now, when we're going to depot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the depot and unbunch. So what that will do will spread the buses out around. So the growth of the city relies on 5 stations being serviced by either a cargo being picked up or dropped off within a 50-day window. So having these 2 vehicles going around these 5 stations, that will satisfy the main thing. And you can see we've already got some construction going on, and the town is currently growing every 152 days. But there's a few more things we can do. We can expand the road network out so that when the town grows, it doesn't have to build roads, it only has to build buildings. We haven't got much money for that. Just like Potato, we've got the default £300,000 loan, so we're going to be using that to make some money. Now, there are industries on the map, 1 of each, so I think really what we want to be looking at is coal. And the reason for coal is, if you look at the cargo payment rates, we're not going to count passengers and mail because we've only got 1 town. We're not going to count valuables because our town doesn't have a bank yet. And we don't want secondary industries because we need to start at a primary. So we get rid of goods, and you can see coal comes out on top. Now, we need a power station. There's a power station, and our coal mine. Right, a railway. I'm going to start with just 1 platform each side. This is really a cost-saving exercise. I want to be able to focus my money as much as possible. Right, there is a river in a way and a bit of land height change. Don't want too much land height change because that could cause the train to slow down. I'm going to spend a little bit of money there just neatening up the drop in the elevation. And because it's 1930, we only have 1 train to choose from. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll build that, and then I'll improve it in future. Because we don't want to be going up and down with our train. Now, out the train station, and then I think just a diagonal straight up. There we go. We need to put in routes because we need money. Money is really important. Right. One of the things I should have done is bought a train and got it going. So here we go. We've only got the Kirkby Pool, and that's it. Coal trucks. Now, the Kirkby Pool can't pull much coal trucks, but you know what? I am going to do it full length, just because I'm relatively lazy. I don't want to have to change it again in future. So there we go. 1 train on the way. So we need money. We need money to be able to build the roads out in the city. We also got some other costs that we'll look at in the future. The town has grown a little bit already. We're up to 92 in population. And we're going to put a corner in here. Yeah, let's loop straight back down. Now, one of the things I noticed when I was setting up this world is Potato actually changed some of the land generation values away from their defaults. This land is actually a little bit flatter than normal, and there's actually a fewer season lakes than normal. but I changed my settings to match his. I went through a number of different settings so that I could be sure that I had the right ones. Although, there is one small difference. As we're playing in version 15, we do actually have some of the new wetlands. Yeah, here we go, look. We've got wetlands here in the corner of the map. This is something you didn't get previously, but it won't affect the game. Our train's loading. Our track is in. Let's get some signals because... Oh, no. Let's not get the old signals. Let's get the new signals. I know it's 1930, but I haven't got time to be changing them later. Now, in addition to this depot at the beginning, we're going to also need a couple more depots along the way because reliability makes the things break down. There's one there. And depots on diagonals are always a bit of a nightmare, but never mind. We're not going for 100% efficiency. We're going for getting the job done and making the money so we can concentrate on the primary objective. So towns in OpenTTD grow at a certain rate. Cities grow at double the speed of towns. Now, Potato's city was not a city, and neither is mine. And I've called mine Hellish City. Borrowing a little bit more loan to finish my line. Some optional depots along the route and ones at the beginning. Now this train's about to leave, so we need to clone it and get a second one in. We always want a train loading at all times because we don't want cargo left lying around on the platform. That reduces your station ratings. If your station ratings go down, the amount of stuff moved from the industry to your station goes down, and the amount transported will go down, and that is bad. You want it above 80% at all times, and you will get better growth from your industries, because the chances of industries increasing or decreasing production depends on the amount transported. So we want to keep that nice and high and keep these trains going. Okay, not too bad. Let's get back to Hellish City. Okay, it has grown a tiny bit more. I think it got rid of the church and replaced it with a house. Fair enough. I think it's now time for us to do a little bit of road construction for the city. I'm not going to go absolutely crazy yet. And this time we are sticking with the grid. That's right. We're out of money. We get a bit more money. Let's get a bit more money from the loan. Borrow. We've got 2/3 of the loan now that we've taken out. There we go. Now, Potato McWhiskey did a fantastic mega grid in their playthrough of their challenge, and we're going to have something a bit like that. But I have, like I said before, a trick up my sleeve, and it's a legitimate one, and it's one that I could have used last time, but I didn't. So we're going for a grid, but there is something that we're going to be introducing in a little while that should hopefully give us an advantage, a legitimate advantage. So why did I do a spiral last time? Well, this is important for later. The town growth generation starts in the middle tile here, and it heads out along the roads in random directions. And it does some complicated stuff, but basically it looks for a place to either build a road or place a house. Now, if you build all the roads, it's not going to bother doing that, so it'll place a house. Now, it turns randomly at junctions, so it could end up going round and round in circles, and after a while it does give up. So if you've got a big city full of lots of buildings, it could just get lost in the roads and not actually expand in the growth cycle. And that's why my little trick up my sleeve will come in, but we need money for it. And how are we doing for money? Well, we haven't got a lot, but our next train is nearly completely full, so we need more money to be able to buy the next one. You know what? Let's take out the entire loan. And in addition to this train, let's add another platform. Adding another platform will allow us to have multiple trains in there at the same time, one moving in, one moving out, so that there's always one sat there ready to rock and roll. Right, now we have a coal route up and running, I think we need to add some other routes to our world. Now, because we've got one of each industry, there's only so much we can do, but I think one of the next ones we want to look at is potentially iron ore to steel, and then over to a factory here, because the cargo payment rates, if we ignore coal, the next ones is steel and iron ore in terms of profit. Much better than wood or working with a farm. Also, when you build on farmland, it costs so much more. So if I try and build a piece of track here, it costs 90. If I build it in a field, it costs £450. So let's build another simple railway line. We'll start with one platform. We'll have a little turny roundy bit and a bit of a straight bit there. And we'll have a depot. Let's have a depot coming in here. Let's make it stick out a bit. We'll do a bit more of a proper depot now. Now that we've got our first line down, we can probably afford a little bit of time to make it a little bit more efficient. So, here we go. We'll put some double depots in, get rid of the through section, and we'll bring our track up to here. Okay, so, bit of signals. Always need some signals. Go. Right, now, where are we heading to? We're heading to the steel mill. We need to drop off, so let's get ourselves a station in here. And we'll go in this way, and yeah, I've got enough room to come out that way. I might run out of money doing this, but I'm investing. I'm investing in the network. Oh, we're just going to crash into a lake. How much is it going to cost me to fill that in? 15,000. You know what? Why not? Okay, money is not great, but it's going to be fine, probably, I think. And then we still need to do our big tactic. Right, railway lines all the way in. Let's get our train loading. Still, we only have the Kirkby port to choose from. It is 1931. Let's get some iron ore hoppers going. Full load here and down the line to unload. Now we need to get the steel from the steel mill and send it to the factory. And that's another big line. But is it going to be worth spending the money now? Or look, we're short on coal trains. We need at least one more. They're all breaking down though. What's the reliability of this train? 76% maximum reliability. That's not too good. It's quite a slow train. Let's get a second platform in over here already because, like I said before, you really, really need at least one train loading. Let's have a look at our trains, shall we? Okay, so we've got several trains. They're all making bits of money. Well, obviously the new ones aren't yet, but they will. I'm pretty sure they will. Do we need any more coal trains? No, we don't. We're all loading up. That's fine. Okie dokie. Lovely. Let's check in on Hellish City. We can see we're at 107 in population. Okay, some of these are accepting nothing because they haven't got enough buildings in the coverage. Well, I think that's just going to be something that we just have to deal with, and it'll be okay, I think. They will accept stuff as soon as the town starts growing a bit more. We'll add one more vehicle to this list. I've used shared orders and I cloned it with shared orders. So it will have the same orders as the other two and they will spread themselves out quite nicely. In fact, if I fast forward, we should see that happen. There we go. Look, we now have them all spread out. Lovely. Now this train's broken down because I forgot to put depots on this line. We'll have to get some on there pretty sharpish actually. There we go. Let's put one there, one there. Normally I'd do some really complicated, cool off-the-line depots, but I'm not sure the throughput really matters here today. It's about having enough money to do the job of having the town grow. And so far, we've got enough to be able to do the roads, and later we're going to be able to fund buildings, and we also want them for some very expensive tunnels. Now we need to take advantage of this steel mill producing steel. I don't know if it has produced any. Let's have a look. Steel produced. Yeah, it produced 390 tons of steel and we didn't do anything with it. So let's get a station in. Right, now, instead of building a brand new line, which is going to cost us a lot of money, we're going to use some of this existing line. Now, I don't want to have these two lines crossing, so we'll put a bridge in here. There we go. Fantastic. And then I will just connect up that like that. There we go. So now we're nearly finished our steel line already. So we need to go along this line that we've already made, and then we need to kind of peel off. Oh, yeah. Do we peel off with the depth? Yeah, it's okay. We'll do that. But then the problem is on the way back, how do I get over this? I suppose I could just do a big bridge. That's okay. I don't mind a big bridge sometimes. And it's not that big, it's just a little bit big. If I do a little bit of land alteration, we could probably get some nice tunnels in here. Because, look, the land height goes down there anyway. Now, there's bound to be some people asking me what graphics pack I'm using because of the rather high definition visuals that we've got. It's the OpenGFX 2 High Def. You can't get high def at the moment from the in-game content because it's not completed yet. It's a work in progress. But you can go over to the GitHub and grab it if you choose to do so. And then we'll go with... no, we've got enough money in the bank. We'll delete the river. It's fine. That river was full of evil fish anyway, so it's completely okay. There we go. So let's get our signals in all the way down the line. There we go. And now we want some depots in. So we already got some depots here. Let's chuck some depots in down here as well. There we go. And now we want a train. Oh no, we've already got a train. It's already on its way. It doesn't even know where it's going and it's on its way. Right, okay. It needs to go to this station here. There we go. And we need another train. Okay. Another steel train. Clone. Right. How are we looking for money? Okay, not a massive amount of money. Road network's okay. Town hasn't grown much yet, but it will get there. Looks like with the amount of iron ore in this train, we might need another iron ore train. I think we can afford that. So now, so I can keep an eye on this, I'm going to open up the station list. I'm going to change it to total weight in cargo and sort by it. That way, we'll have the stations with the most cargo at the top, and I'll pin that to my screen and keep it over here so I can keep a close eye on it. Well, it's now 1940 and Hellish City has grown to only 122 in population. It's definitely having a slow start, but fingers crossed, we will get there in the end. Now, our money situation is looking quite good. We've got nearly $1 million in the bank account, so I'm going to pay off the loan, and I'm going to use some of that money to get the local authority to not only build a statue of the company owner. This will give us a boost to our ratings of our stations. Not so great for the city, but for those industries, it's going to give us 10% more of the stuff that we need. And then I'm also going to fund new buildings. Normally I wouldn't do this, but there we go. Look, it's going to help this city get off the mark. And now I've spent all of my cash on funding the new buildings in the town. It's been 155,000 every time I've clicked it, and all of that millions of money is gone. But good news, the town is now 575 in population. That means that all of these stations are now in use. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of a problem here. What's going on under this bridge? Oh, there's a missing bit of track. That's going to have caused some profitable problems around here. We got steel building up. What's the ratings? Oh no, the ratings have disappeared. It's been that bad. And of course, all of our trains are lining up as well. Are these oh no, there's nothing. Oh, I hope it doesn't close down. Look at that, 0% transported. Production has gone down. Let's have a look at the cargo graph. Oh yes, the amount of iron ore being produced has dropped. That's really not good, and it was all because of one tiny hidden little bit of track. The good news now is, now I've fixed that bit of track, steel is now piling up over here, which means more trains and more money. Let's see, we've got some steel trains coming in. Yes. Let's clone 2 of them and throw them on. That's all I can afford right now. And the town has grown to nearly 1,000 in population. We need to be able to fund new buildings as soon as possible. But for now, I think we're doing okay. And after a grand total of 15 years, we can see that the town has now got up to 1.6 thousand in population. Growing quite nicely. We're going to need to start doing some new roads soon. The town is definitely starting to expand in their size. Let's check on our industries. Yes, we're still picking up the coal from here. And yep, the iron ore's doing okay as well. Steel production, let's have a look. Yep, we have had some steel production. Let's check to see if our trains need updating. Oh yes, our first coal trains are now starting to get old. They're only designed for a lifespan of up to 15 years, and we've just passed that. These trains will automatically renew themselves after a certain amount of time. That's okay. But what I want to do is replace our vehicles. We've got the Kirkby Pull steam engine, and now we have a few different options available. Not only do we have the Jubilee, but we also have the A4, and the maximum reliability of the A4 is 98%. So we're going to start replacing vehicles. All 11 trains are going to get changed. Not only does that get us better reliability, but they also have a better pulling power, so they can accelerate quicker, and their top speed is double as well, so they'll be able to deliver faster and make more profit. And after a total of 19 years, our grid is now becoming inadequate. I'm going to have to start expanding the roads. I haven't got a lot of cash in the bank, but I've been spending it on funding town growth. Now, when we get to this river, I might remove it because it might help us with the town growth. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. But I need to make sure that the town never runs out of roads. If the town runs out of roads, it's not growing efficiently, and we need the efficiency to beat the top scores. Now, in the 100 years, Potato McWhiskey managed 294,000 in population. If you want to try and beat that, or whatever I'm going to manage, then you can download this scenario off my website, and the link is in the video description. And if you're new to OpenTTD, I've got tutorials on my channel as well. It is a fantastic free game. Looking at the station list, I can see that some of our stations in our town are starting to have quite a large amount of passengers waiting at them. I think what we'll do is we'll clone another vehicle or two. We'll have 5 of them going around now, and that will hopefully get a little bit of extra money. Our road vehicles aren't going to make as much money. They're just really there for city growth. But if we've got passengers waiting at the station, we may as well, right? Now, as much as I like the trees, they're getting in the way a little bit, so we're going to start hiding the trees now on the map. They do generate there to begin with in the scenario, but no, too many trees. Now I can see what I'm doing. Just doing a little bit of improvements. Now I've got the cash to be able to make things a little bit more efficiently. And I've just realised I never named the company. There we go, Hellish Inc. And now we're in 1953 with a population of just over 10,000, and we're starting to get close to this river. I did a survey and it's just full of evil fish, so we're doing the world a favour and we're going to get rid of the river. There we go. Every single bit. Gone, gone, gone. Evil fish population decimated. Hang on a minute. Why are you coming back with steel? What? What happened there? Are any of my steel trains making money? Well, that one did. Okay, all the other ones are fine, so I'm just going to say this one was naughty. You know what it might have been? It might have been that the steel train was coming down here, and then it saw this depot and went for a service. You should not put depots after your junctions. You should put them before. So I'm going to leave a space after the junction of at least 15, and then I'm going to put the junctions in. This should prevent the trains from coming down this line and using them when they shouldn't need to. There we go. That'll stop that problem from happening again. Right, the town is getting closer and closer to 20,000 in population. It's only 1955. We've got a few more years before the year 2000, and then the challenge ends in the year 2030. So I think we're on a good course. There's still a lot of growing to be done, and I'm just about to prepare for my special plan. There we go. We've got a nice big grid. Now I'm going to start phase 1 of my mega plan, and it's a tactic that I'm calling tunnel suburbs. You see, like I said before, the growth algorithm starts at the middle, goes down the roads in random directions, find a place, and then plonks a building down. But if it goes around and turns enough times and doesn't find a place, then it gives up, and then that is wasted. What we need to do is guide the roads in a way which allows us to spawn into fresh, new, open land. And there's plenty of it around here. So what if somehow I could teleport the algorithm from this middle tile along this road and somewhere really, really, really far over here? Well, we can do that. There is a maximum distance we can do it, and we need to dig some land out in the middle of the town to do it. So we're actually going to be temporarily taking away buildings in the town, but our local authority rating should allow this. So there we go. Let's just purchase the land there to stop the town from building stuff. And I'm going to lower the land like this. Pop that bit of road back in there, and we are ready. Now I need to measure out the maximum distance. Now I think the largest by default you can go is 64 tiles with a tunnel, which would be about here. So let's get the road to go down there and see if that is the correct distance. It says length 63, so I think that will do. It's going to cost a lot of money though. Look, 361,000 for the tunnel. This is one of the reasons why we need good industries here. Now the production of this coal mine is going okay, and let's have a look. Iron ore mine, despite the little hiccup, that's going alright too. We must be producing half decent amounts of steel over here. Yes, we are. Good. I think we should actually have another platform for steel pickup. We want a train sat waiting before the other one leaves. So let's get that sorted out. There we go. And we need to get rid of that. Oh, I nearly got rid of too many signals there. Oh, we almost had a crash. There we are. Okay, we're all right now. We're all right now. With our 3 railway lines and our little buses, we should get enough money pretty soon to be able to put this tunnel in. Right, and there we go. Okay, now I've got the tunnel in, I'm going to connect up the road, and we will very quickly see how the town algorithm inside here is going to either go down one of these 3 roads, or it's going to jump down our tunnel and make a fantastic... It's already done it! It's already started. We now have houses being built in our first little suburb. And it's put its first little bit of crossroads in. That tells me exactly where we need to start building out the grid, which is going to be like this. I've made a mistake. I've miscounted. Don't worry. I can fix it. There we go. I know how to count 3. Promise. There we go. There we go. That's much better. And you can see the town is already growing along the roads that I'm putting in. Now, we haven't got a lot of money, so I'm going to just cover that little bit up there so that we can build out more roads over here. And because the town is more likely to find space for a road over here, we don't need to worry about it not finding a space over here. Although it is still trying to build around here in approximately 3/4 of the time. Only 1/4 of the time is it building over here at the moment. There we go. I think that should just about do it for now. We could probably fit a few more buses in here. Let's change it from 5 buses to 10. There we go. They should all go around quite nicely. And after only a few short months, look at all of these houses popping up around our tunnel. And of course, we're not just going to do this once. Oh, no. I'm going to do it a few more times. In fact, we're going to do it again right now. I'm going to come into the town and we're going to have a look. Is there oh, there's a statue of the company owner in the way there. So I will build here instead. We will purchase the land for the tunnel so the city doesn't use it up. Put a bit of road in, and then we will measure out our spacing. There we go. We're going to here, I think. Let's see if we can fit a tunnel in. Oh no, the land height changes there, so we're going to have to go down twice here. Okay, let's try it now. 64. Perfect. So in theory, our town should now go in this direction 1/4 of the time, this direction 1/4 of the time, and approximately half the time continue growing the existing city. We've already got a junction in, so it's time to spur off that junction and start doing the grid. So we're not just going to have one grid, we're going to have 5 fantastic grids. And not only are we going to have 5 fantastic grids, but they're going to get so big, in theory, they might even all connect together. There we go, that's looking much better. And we already have a number of buildings coming up over here. Let's check this one. Oh yes, and they're getting quite far close to the outside, so I think it's time that I just filled in this bit as well. We can't let the town start growing where there isn't grid. There has to be grid in every place that the town is trying to go to. There we go, that's better. Now, looking at our station list, I can see that our town stations are quite busy, that's fine, but the other ones around here are not. They seem to be sat around loading efficiently and perfectly fine at the moment. 81 tons transported there. Yes, it has to be above 80% the amount. 81 there, good. Okay, what about down here at the steel? 81. Okay, the ratings for all of them are 81. There are limitations to how good your rating can be based on the technology of your day, because a component of your ratings is the speed of the last vehicle that visited the station, and even if you're using relatively fast vehicles in the steam age, electric and monorail and maglev are going to be just much faster in the future. Speaking of engines, let's have a look to see if we can now upgrade them. We've got these 12 trains here. If we go to replace vehicles, we can see that there is the SH8P. Now, the reliability of that train is much better than the Kirkby Paul. We're not going to be using that. But it is not better than the A4 steam engine, so we're not replacing them just yet. It's now 1961 and we're up to 42,000 in population in the city, and we're getting close to having to expand the grid again. I think we're going to have to just cover the world in grid at some point. But our 2 suburbs have been growing quite nicely. I think it's time for another one. And over here, we've got a big lake. That's going to cost us a lot of money to fill in to sort out. So let's try going this way next. Yeah, we want to go down to about there. So let's put the little dint in the road. Can we afford the tunnel? We can afford the tunnel. Fantastic. And one thing we're going to have to do is get rid of this river. And once again, this is another river that's infested with evil fish. So we don't need to worry about harming the environment at all. We're doing the environment a favour by getting rid of all the evil fish. There we go. That's that one done. Oh, and the roads are starting to expand, so we need more grid. Here we go. Oh, steel's building up. We need another steel train. I can only just afford it because I've been spending so much money on roads and getting rid of rivers. Maybe I should be delivering the goods from this factory. If nothing else, just to get more money. But I think we're okay on the money side of things. These trains are going to start earning more money once we upgrade them to better trains. Can we do that yet? Right, yes, we could potentially upgrade. Now, there's the electric train, but that hasn't got great reliability. There's the Floss 47, who has brilliant reliability and is even faster than our steam train. So we're going to start upgrading all 13 of our trains to the Floss 47. And I'm going to go on a big road construction effort now. We're going to be linking up the main city with the suburbs, and we're going to be making sure that there is plenty of room for these all to expand in all sorts of different directions, which probably means going to be getting rid of some of this river. That's going to be very expensive, but it's got to be done. Now, I can't really go in this direction. There's just too much lake in the way for the amount of money that I haven't got. I could potentially look at delivering goods, but I'm not doing that right now. I think we're going to be trying to get another tunnel in. So we've got a tunnel that comes up here, and we go down the road, and we have the option of going straight on, left and right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it go straight on, but I'm not going to let it turn right. And then if we head left, we're going to go down into another tunnel. From here, we'll get a piece of road, and we're going to go out down over this way, and we're going to dig down just over here to try and get that next tunnel in. So now when the city comes down out of this tunnel, it's got a 50% chance it will continue to grow this area, and a 50% chance it will try and grow this area. Now, due to the algorithm, there might be a small percent chance that it has a preference on turning one way more than the other. I'm discounting that. I'm just saying, okay, it's pretty much random down all the streets. And if you want to have a look at the code, it's on GitHub. Go have a look at it. I'm not reading. Oh, we've got our first house. We've got our first house being built in our new suburb. That's fantastic. And not only are we going to do this one, but now I'm going to go over here and do exactly the same thing. And yep, there we go. We've got growth here already. And there's the crossroads, so we know where our grid's going to be. Now, this is going to crash into our steel mill a little bit, but I don't think we need to add any more platforms. It's probably okay for what we need. Now, if I was doing a full long playthrough with loads of different things going all over the place and a full rail network, then I would upgrade it. I would change it. I would improve it. But here, it's all about the city growth. We need the city to grow, and, you know, really profitable station designs aren't my focus here. And finally, we're going to do the same thing down here. Where's the tunnel? There's the tunnel. So we're going to block it off in this direction. We're going to delete some of the stuff here, lower the land, and purchase the tunnel space. And in goes the grid. Now, we've got the railway line here. I think we're probably just going to ignore the railway line. We might let the town build bridges and stuff if it wants to. I need to be concentrating on the stuff that matters a little bit more, like road construction and town growth through payments. There we go. Look at that. There we are. Oh, fantastic. We've got another one. I think we need a few more trains. We've only got one train load in here, and it's nearly half full, and there's not another one sat waiting. We have got a couple here, but if we're adding more ore trains, then we're probably going to need more steel trains. The coal trains look perfectly fine at the moment. They're doing all right. Now I've got 1.9 million in the bank account. I think it's time to start thinking about expanding in other places other than in the city here. Bring in our fourth destination in. And yeah, we're going to... Oh, God, the bank's in the way. How are we going to do this? Oh, I think we can still do it. If I get rid of all of these squares, I should be able to lower that bit. Now, my goodness. The town's growing faster than I can modified things, quick. There we go, I got a signing. Good. Right, now, where would the end of our tunnel come out? Presumably in the middle of this lake. Yeah, there. I haven't got 4 million. Okay. We're just going to have to do it bit by bit. There we go. Looking at our buses, it's now time for them to upgrade. Their reliability is down to 64%. So it's now time for them to upgrade. Probably should have upgraded them a little while ago. But here we go. We're going to upgrade from the Regal to the new Leopard bus. Start replacing all 10 of our road vehicles inside the city centre here are going to get upgraded. Fantastic. And we have managed to go past the 100,000 mark in population now. That is a significant point. And our suburbs are really starting to grow. Soon, we're probably going to have 8 of them on the go. So where does this one come out? Okay, it comes out there. Right, how long does it need to be? 64 is ideal, I think, in these game settings. So let's dig the road here and see if the tunnel is the right size. Oh, on the dot. Now we just need the money. A little bit of fast forwarding. Bloop, 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 bloop. And there we go. We've got our tunnel in. And the town is already building. No, 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 no. I want you to come up. You need to come up town, not dig down. There we go. I've built the road for you. And there's your crossroads going in. Now, I'm going to have to build the land out at the same time here. So, there is the next junction. Right, there we go. So now, with all the money I have... Yep, I've run out. We are going to have problems going around this oil rig. I was wondering whether I should use the oil rig. But I don't think it's going to be really worth it in the end. Now, this is the first one. We're going to let this grow for a little bit, and then we're going to come over here for the extra part. These ones are growing quite nicely. And, oh, look at all these wonderful townhouses. Fantastic. Oh, and a football stadium. Okay, I'm not building this out quick enough. The town's actually starting to build roads, and that is a sign that things are not being done quick enough by me. Little junctions are coming in. I'm concentrating too much on trying to build out across the lake, and it's just not right. It's not good enough. Need to do better. Slowly building out across the lake. There we go. Fantastic. Right, how are our stations looking? Stations are looking good. Let's have a look at the production. Oh, you can really see on this graph how good servicing of an industry can increase its production over time. And over the last few years, since about 1964, it shot up quite nicely and hopefully is going to keep going up. Let's have a look. What's our station ratings? 84%. Now, that's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I think maybe we should go for one more platform at our pickup stations. That way we can make sure that there's always a train there waiting. Even if one's in the process of moving out, the other one can move in whilst the third one is loading. In, out, loading. 3 platforms. Dropping off, it doesn't matter too much. As long as they can queue up and drop off and they're not, you know, getting too full, that's okay. Okay, I think I'm just keeping up with the rate of the growth of the town. The only problem is now is that I should really be putting another tunnel in here soon, heading out this way. Although I could probably do that. Oh no, because I'd have to get it through the water. Okay, let's have a look. Let's get it ready. I do have enough money for this. So I can't put it in because the water. So what I'll have to do is build out across the water like this to put a tunnel under it. I don't have enough money yet, but I'm sure that'll come soon. Oh no, we're going to crash. Oh, the tunnel's going to crash into the oil rig. Or will it? Yeah, it will. I'm going to have to move it all over by one. In fact, if anything, that might be better because then it just goes up into the grid. Stop building road there, silly town. And there is the tunnel. We've got a tunnel that goes through a landmass that goes over some water. But don't worry about it. How's things looking? Well, this place is growing quite nicely. So is this one. So is this one. So is this one. These are all fantastic extensions from the middle of this town, and we're up to 120,000 in population. So here's the new grid going in at the final of my planned suburbs. I thought I'll do it in a nice little pattern. We're doing a grid after all, so why not have a grid of towns in our grid of roads. That's what I thought. It sounds like we really just need to go full fourth dimension on this little thing. Four dimension? Fifth dimension? 28? I don't know how many dimensions we got here. Although I'm building on a 2D plane, so maybe it's a third dimension? And there we go. So now I just have to fill in the lake. That's going to cost a lot of money. Also, I want to be able to try and keep the town funded, because if I'm not funding the town, I'm not getting bonus growth that I need. Oh, some of these suburbs are getting bigger than their original grid, and I'm having to re-grid everything. The grids are merging. Here we go. This one down here, I have been really ignoring the required roads and also the required land to be filled in. Run out of money. I've run out of money. Maybe I should have built more money makers. I've been concentrating so much on town growth that I've run out of money to grow the town. You know what? Money makers. Let's go and get a couple of airports in. There we go. Now, we're only going to be able to have 2 airports because of default settings, but this should help. And let's go with the engine let's go with the aircraft with the biggest cargo capacity, because the worst thing about airports is their terrible throughput at the actual airports themselves. So if we go for a large aircraft, hopefully we can get a half decent amount of throughput. Now, I don't know how many people we're going to be able to get through here, and I don't know how much money it's going to make. Let's get, oh well, I've run out of money, but let's start with 3 aircraft. That should help boost our money. Let's see, what is our operating profit like? Pretty flat. Let's see how much it jumps up with these aircraft, and I'll continue filling in the grid. Oh, the town is building their own bridges, so that's good. Kind of. I really need to build the roads, though, for them. Well, it looks like those aircraft have had a positive effect on our operating profit. If we look at the amount of cash for last year, trains did 1.5 million and aircraft made nearly $500,000. That's a nice little bonus on top of our train income. It's now January 1980 and I am officially halfway through the challenge. We can see that the grid for the towns has grown quite substantially. It's not all over the world, but it covers a large portion of the world. You can also see this circle that's appearing on the screen. That's the area of the world of which the city has decided to upgrade the roads to, and it uses the middle of the city to measure that. What it doesn't do is grow along those lines anymore, and our extra little suburbs are growing absolutely fantastically. That means now we have a total population of 147,000 people in Hellish City. And we're at the halfway mark, so I think we're looking pretty good. But we've still got this lake that needs to be shifted out the way so that our towns can grow properly, and I'm still missing some roads. So let's crack on. 5 million in the bank account should get me a good chunk of this area lifted out of the ocean. There we go. We've got a bridge being built in the way. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I've still got 3 million in the bank. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Absolutely fantastic. And over here, we've got a similar problem where the town is getting closer and closer to the lakeside. There we go. And it's happening here too. So we're going to spend as much money as possible to try and get rid of this lake. At this point in the game, the electric trains aren't really any better than the diesels that I've got already, so we're just going to leave replacing them for now. And it looks like we're having problems with keeping up with the production of our mines. Over time, that's been growing quite nicely. So let's get a couple more vehicles on the go. Right, with another 5 million in the bank. Oh, we're doing quite well for filling the lake in. Still not quite enough money. I think another 5 million will have the job done. And gone. The big lake that has been causing us so many little problems. And now I can get the roads connecting up between these sections and allow these various different parts of our town to grow nicely outwards. Oh, it's so nice to be able to complete this. Bring all these sections together. Some little bits in the city here still missing. And I think there was a bit over here missing. It has become time to electrify my rail network. The electric train is just better reliability than the current diesels. So we're going to get electrified rail construction, get our conversion tool, and swipe across the entire world. That's not going to cost much money. We've got 17 million in the bank account. I don't care about that right now. And now we go to our replace list and say, right, we're going to have the SH40. Now, is it time to upgrade our road vehicles as well? Let's have a look here. Oh, yes, we can upgrade to the Foster bus. Fantastic. It's now the year 2000. We can see here that things seem to be growing quite well. City is expanding to the point where these buildings here are starting to get upgraded. And I'm beginning to think I need to lift some of the restrictions around these tunnels to allow the center part of the city to grow. So for example, at the moment, we only go under this tunnel. Well, what if we want to give them the option of tunneling or not? So if we go down here, not up, move the tunnel a little further back, we then give the city the option of moving in one of these other directions rather than just going out along the tunnel. And I think we'll do the same in this direction as well. This way we should get some growth in the inside of the town because we've got a lot of spaces where we can upgrade and improve the buildings, but we can still also go to the suburbs. So it looks like here we've got a 50-50 split of whether we stay in the town at the beginning here, and then we've got currently a 1 in 3 chance of staying in the town there. Let's concentrate on the inner city a bit more now that we've got all these open patches. I've still got 20 years of this challenge remaining, and you can see how my city has spread out really interestingly in various different ways thanks to those tunnels. And you can also see now how there's not many gaps in the town, and there's some also much larger buildings. This has helped increase the city size grow, and it is now 320,000 in population. So with 20 years left to go, we have managed to beat Potato McWhiskey's 294,000 in population with legitimate strategies. But how much more can it grow? Well, one thing I'm thinking is we could actually interrupt some of the existing tunnels and allow growth in other places. For example, this has grown quite nicely over here, but if I take the tunnel out and choose a location kind of here on the midpoint where there's currently nothing growing, I could re-implement the tunnel and allow the town to grow out in this empty space here. And there we go. We're now building in brand new open areas for some of these sections. Should we do it for this one as well? Let's do it. So we've got a slightly wonky tunnel here. We want to be looking at somewhere in this region. Yep, the tunnel's definitely there. So temporarily remove the tunnel, dig down, and then add the tunnel back in. And then we can connect up the road. Yep, here we go. So it is growing nicely over here. And yep, growing over there as well. Some of these are growing more than others because we interrupted some of the paths. I think really it'd be really nice to have some area over here that's growing, but we'd have to do a tunnel turn that interrupts the main tunnel and then goes out into this area. So let's do that. We're going to interrupt 2 of the main tunnels. So now we've grown out there, we've got spaces here, we've got spaces all over the place, and I'm going to continue pushing the growth of this town, using my millions as well to fund new buildings as often as I can, in the hope that this really does grow huge. Now we can go up from the Foster bus to the Foster Mark II Super Bus. I mean, it doesn't matter too much, our vehicles are making a few thousand, that's not important, they're there just to help the growth algorithm. I know I'm near the end of the challenge and I've talked about it so much, but you know what? I am going to put a good station in down here. We're going to see what I can do in terms of being able to transport and make money from these road vehicles. So we'll put an extra piece of road in here. We're going to move these goods from these truck stops like this. And we're just going to go into the town a bit and do exactly the same. So we'll get rid of this, new vehicles, and we want to be picking up goods. We're going to use the gross goods truck. And we're going to full load here and take it into the town. These ones definitely accept goods. Yes, mail and goods. And we're going to need to clone that vehicle as well. Let's clone it so that we've got a fleet of 20. That should do, shouldn't it? Let's find out. Okay, here they come. They're all loading in. And they're all going off out. We're going to need more than just 20. we're getting a lot transported. And if we look at the cargo graph for goods, you can see that the amount produced has been pretty steady recently. But we're all of a sudden transporting quite a lot of them. I'm going to see if we can do a bit of one-wayness about this whole situation. Maybe we try a bit of one-wayness here as well. So in, out, and... oh, out. There we go. Having a bit of in and out about the whole thing might help with the flow. Oh yes, that's helping much better with the flow. Ins and outs all over the place. Is this the best truck design in the world? Probably not, but it's what I felt like doing. They're starting to queue now. That goes to show we've got plenty. Oh, coal route needs more trains as well. Now, ideally, you'd upgrade to monorail and stuff later on. I mean, monorail is... oh, even maglead's available as well. But I can't be bothered to change all the trains, so I'm just going to do the best I can with electric trains. And without upgrading to the Asia Star... the SH4... oh, you know what? We should upgrade to the Asia Star. Okay, yeah, 100% reliability and faster. Let's do that. We're going to need wagon removal on because the Asia Star is a two-headed engine unit compared to our single one. There's a bit of a hold up here due to drop-off restrictions, so I'm going to put an extra bit of track on the end so these trains can drop off with more than one platform. I probably should have done that years ago, but never mind. Here we are now in the last month of this challenge, and the city has grown pretty big, and it's a pretty interesting shaped city too. There's several different shapes going on here. You've got the grid pattern of the roads, which I didn't put all over the world. There's some areas that I didn't do. Maybe a little bit lazy of me, but come on, I did a lot of it, right? I did it where it mattered, mostly, especially around here. And our town has also grown into this weird circle shape. There's two circles I can see. I can see that there's the circle of roads where there's two different types of roads. You can see we've got standard roads here, and then we've got paved roads here, and that creates a circle within the city. And then there's another circle. There's a circle of which the building type changes. So there's over here we've got small building types, and on this side we've got larger building types, and this seems to be in a big circle zone as well. It's interesting to see how all these different shapes have come together. And of course then we've got the blobs. We've got a blob of town over here, a blob of town over there. We've got a blob of town over here due to those special growing tunnels that I put in and moved around throughout the game. Did I do it optimally? Maybe not, I'm not sure. Did it do well? I think so. It certainly looks particularly interesting and impressive, I believe, but did I get enough people? Well, it's now January 2030, so I have paused the game and we can now find out exactly how many people we've got in Hellish City. And the answer is 654,814. So there we go, folks. Whilst I didn't beat my score last time, I've done it using the same settings, in the same year, with the same sort of landscape, and I've managed to do, I think, pretty well. It's more than double than what Potato McWhiskey managed with their strategy. But do you have a different strategy, or do you think you could do my strategy better? Well, remember, you can go to my website and download this scenario and let me know how you did, either down in the comments or come over to my Discord and post us a nice picture of how you got along. So I want to say thank you very much to both Potato McWhiskey and the Spiffing Brit for bringing this challenge to us, and thank you very much to the viewers for voting me as guilty and allowing me to take on this challenge all over again. If you want to see other challenges, there's links on screen and in the video description now, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, thanks for watching, and goodbye.